Hi everyone, I'm Kris.
I'm Rachel.
And we're Double Jump.
We be Double Jump.
And welcome to our podcast where we don't always play video games, but we talk about them sometimes instead.
Hooray!
Yay! This week we're talking about the 2 anniversaries that just recently happened. Stardew Valley had turned 10 years old on February 26th, and Pokemon is officially 30 years old from February 27th.
And we are older than both of them.
Yeah. Kind of sad if we weren't older than Stardew Valley, but yes.
Yeah, I know, but although it's funny, Pokemon feels like it's older than 30 years, I feel like.
I mean, that's when Red and Blue were first released in Japan. Who knows how much longer it was in the works before then?
Well, yeah, but not for us.
No, I know. That's true.
But, yeah.
Anyway, so we'll start off with Stardew Valley, I guess.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts, I guess, for both the Stardew Valley and the Pokemon Presents from last week. Last week? Yeah.
Yeah, we mixed up our dates. We thought this was going to go out the day after the announcements. But, yeah, because Stardew Valley was on Thursday and then Pokemon was on Friday. So we thought this podcast episode was going to go up on Saturday. But then we forgot that we already had a podcast episode. We could have swapped them. But,
nah.
yeah, so in true Double Jump fashion, here are our thoughts a week later.
Yes. So it gives everyone plenty of time to see the announcements and all that fun stuff.
But still, spoilers if you haven't watched them. But I feel like you probably don't care all that much if you haven't watched them yet.
That is true. That's true. So for Stardew Valley, the announcement that Concerned Ape did, it was actually a really nice video. I expected more so...
He's so cute.
He was, yeah.
He's adorable.
I expected more thoughts about what is coming in the 1.7 update. The only new information we got about the update is actually the new marriage candidates. Right, yeah, marriage candidates. But the rest of the video was actually really nostalgic.
Wholesome.
Yes. No, it was just talking about, Concerned Ape talked about, like, his development with Stardew Valley, like, throughout the years. And it was just really fascinating to see how far along the game has come for him. Mm-hmm. And obviously he's still working very, very hard on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, not at all what I expected the announcement was going to be. I thought it was going to be a 1.7 announcement, like you said. But he just took a trip down memory lane, and he was like, it was originally called Sprout Valley. And he showed us, like, the different stages of progress of creating Stardew Valley. And it was really cool to see.
Yeah. The advancement and everything.
Yes.
I think my favorite part of that was seeing the old mines.
Yes.
Like, there was at one point, he had, like, the, I forget what the type of mines it was called. It was, like, instead of having the drop down, it's like you would mine into the wall itself.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It was...
Yeah, he wanted it, like, a la Terraria style, but from, like, a top-down perspective instead of, like, a
which looks super cool. Like, I love the background.
Right? It looked pretty damn good, and I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get that, but I understand why he
development-wise it was probably
but still.
A lot.
But yeah, pretty cool to see. So if you're interested in that and you haven't watched the announcement, like go watch it. But yeah, I will say when he made that video, I was a little disappointed. I thought he was going to give us a release date for 1.7.
I thought we would see like the new farm type, maybe some other festivals.
We didn't get any of that. It was really just a trip down memory lane, and then the new marriage counselors. The new marriage counselors.
I feel like there should be a marriage counselor character in Stardew Valley.
There should.
There should. Pierre and Caroline. Jody and Kent.
Seriously.
Yeah. Anyway,
and so the player, if they divorce everybody.
Or even just date everyone at once and then gets found out.
Yup.
That's a thing.
That is a thing. So. That would be a fun challenge, but I'd feel bad doing that.
So, with the marriage candidate reveal, did you think he was going to do characters who are already in the town, or did you think he was going to give us new characters?
I had a feeling he was going to give us characters that were already in Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's I know it's like, I don't think 1.7 is going to be as big of an update as 1.6 was. Although, I don't know, based on how he spoke about it and based on what other people are hoping for, I'm pretty sure the 1.7 update probably will be as big as the 1.6 update.
Possibly, yeah.
But I was like, that'd be too much for him to add brand new characters.
Well, the last one, he added Leo.
In 1.6?
I think that was 1.6,
No.
yeah.
No, it wasn't. We just watched the video.
No, okay, no. 1.5, whichever one had...
I think it was 1.5, but I joined the game after the 1.5 update.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Leo was always in the game for me.
Oh, okay, fine.
It just took me a really long time to get to Ginger Island because I didn't know what I was doing. But that's the other thing. Like, for the 1.7, no, I'll ask that after. We'll stay on topic. For the marriage counselors, I keep saying counselors, the marriage candidates, I always thought that he was going to do, like, some of the characters that are already in the game, especially since I know that, who was it, Emily and... Who were the ones that were added
Emily and
before?
Shane?
Emily and Shane were added after the game's release, and Concerned Ape did a poll on Twitter, and that's who people voted for. So a lot of people were speculating that the two new marriage candidates would be like the ones that came in second place. I'm doing air quotes, but my hands are in my second place. And
which I believe was Wizard and Sandy.
Yes. And I didn't really have any thoughts on the matter, to be brutally honest, because Harvey's my guy. Depending on how expansive the 1.7 update is, I'll probably start a new farm, but I'm still going to be with Harvey, so I really didn't care about any new marriage candidates, to be honest. So that's part of the reason I was a little disappointed that we didn't get any other 1.7 updates, 1.7...
like features.
Update info, because I was like, the marriage candidates is like bottom of the barrel for me. Like, I don't care about that at all.
Me too.
It's Harvey.
Well, see, I just never really cared about the marriage aspect of those types of games. Like, I started, my journey with these farming sims was back in Harvest Moon, when Story of Seasons was Harvest Moon. And even back then, my first game was Friends of Mineral Town. I married Ellie, who was the nurse. And I got so bored with the characters. Like, she just walked around the table all day, and I'm like, you do nothing. You go to work once in a while, but you bring home no money.
I mean, that's kind of how it is in Stardew Valley, though, too. Once you marry them, they're like...
They're there, which I know, I think there are probably some mods out there to give the spouses a little more agency, a little more of a different schedule.
Yes.
But they at least have, like, different dialogue, and they actually, like, do go out once in a while, and they go to the festivals and everything. The original Harvest Moon games and everything that I played, they didn't really do much. And so to me, like, the marriage candidates is an interesting tidbit, but I want to know what the new farm type was. I want to know more about, like, what new crops are available. Give me new animals to have in my little ranch.
What do you think the new farm type will be?
I don't know. What do we have? So we have forest, river, beach, mountain, Foursquare, original. How many are there? Are those it?
I don't know.
Those might be it. Oh, and the monster one.
Oh.
So the newest one was the beach one.
Yeah.
So what other kind of biome is
the only biome I can think of is like
ice.
is the tundra. I mean, he could make like a savanna type, I guess.
Would that be more sand? Would that be also with beach?
Savanna is like grasslands, my darling.
I thought you meant like Sierra, sorry.
No, not
okay,
Sierra, it's Sahara.
So more of
you said Sierra.
It's been a long week, okay?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm tired.
Oh man.
So you're thinking of a jungle, wetlands, like, what'd you just say? This is a twist, isn't it? It's usually Rachel not listening to me.
The savanna. I mean, now you got me second guessing myself, but I'm pretty sure the savanna biome is like a grasslands and like meadows type, like
Lion
big
King?
tall. Yeah.
Okay, Lion King.
Like Zootopia, when the giraffe, she's like, I'm from the savannah, and like that.
Okay. That. Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. So it would be like the forest, but different. Like it'd be slightly different. Maybe we'd have more grassy areas. Maybe we would have more areas for the animals and like more of the grass would, like the stuff that they eat.
Okay. The hay?
No, not the hay. The grass starters.
Okay.
That they eat. Maybe like there would be like a little area for that or something. I don't know.
We're very imaginative, guys. That's why I play video games.
So we didn't think this through. Literally 2 seconds before we started recording, this was all supposed to be about Pokemon. In 2 seconds, we were like, let's talk about Stardew Valley too.
Yeah, this is what you get from Double Jump.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, or you're welcome.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you a question.
What was it?
And I told myself, I said, ask it later. Don't interrupt the conversation. I don't remember the question.
Did it have anything to do with the marriage candidates?
Yes.
The farmlands? Because we were talking about, like, creating new characters versus old characters. The poll he did.
I know.
Eons ago.
I know.
Because when I first started playing Stardew Valley, Shane and Emily were already marriage candidates.
I genuinely don't remember what I was going to say to you. I'm going to edit this episode, and I'm going to look back at it, and I'm going to be like, that's what I meant to ask her. Yeah, no, I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. Were you hoping, I know you don't care about the marriage candidates, but like, were you hoping new characters would be introduced, or?
I wasn't sure either way, because I didn't think there were too many viable, older characters to become new marriage candidates. Because, like, like on the internet, people were joking about how, the mayor would be one. I saw that.
I think, people wanted Marnie.
Which
we could,
she might have been the original
screw around
poll,
with
too.
Lewis.
Yeah. She might have been the original poll. Because, I think the original poll was, Sandy, Marnie, Pam. And I forget who the other one was. I forget who the other lady was.
Sandy, Marnie, Pam, Emily.
Oh, duh.
Because Emily won.
Right? Never mind. Okay. And then for the men, it was, aside from Shane, it was Wizard, Clint, and Linus, I think.
Yes.
So I wasn't sure who else I can go with. I honestly thought Wizard would be the new one.
Well, because the Wizard got second place in that original poll. And I guess, again, spoiler alerts if you haven't watched the thing, but the new marriage candidates are... Now's your time to leave if you don't want spoilers. The new candidates are Clint and Sandy.
Yes, and I know Clint was very divisive.
Yes. I don't like Clint.
He's not my favorite.
I think he's a little stiff, to be brutally honest. Out of all the other characters... I think he's a little stiff. Sandy's adorable. I think she's really cute, but I really don't care to woo her at all. Do you know how difficult it's going to be to woo her to go to the desert every freaking day?
I forget she exists because I don't go to the desert every day.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, I think she'll be difficult. So I don't know what else Concerned Ape is going to add to maybe make that easier if he chooses to do something different. I don't know.
I am looking forward to how he's going to revamp their characters. Because I imagine he's going to give them, they're going to be more fleshed out, more of dialogue.
And I think, you know what, Clint needs that. He needs the more fleshed out. But it's interesting, though, because Clint likes Emily. So when you marry Emily... he gets all butthurt, but then it's what happens if he likes Emily, but then you just come in and you're like, what about me? And then Clint's like, oh, yeah, Emily who? That's how,
I may have to do that just to see what it's like. I may have to make a farm just to do that.
Right, that's what I mean. I think if I marry anybody other than Harvey, I think I would have to go for Clint just to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
But Sandy would be difficult, I think.
She's adorable, though.
Oh, she's so cute. Yeah.
So
I love her.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the information we got from Concerned Ape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a really cute video. I enjoyed it.
So
I liked going down, as somebody who is, trying to go down the game development route myself, I really enjoyed seeing the progress that he made over, what'd he say, 4 years? Stardew Valley was 4 years in the making.
Yeah, something like that. I think the first image we saw was from 2012.
Yes,
so.
Yeah. But
yeah.
But yeah, so definitely worth a watch if you haven't already, even though we spoiled it for you. Sorry. But then the next day it was Pokemon Day on February 27th, and we got Pokemon Presents for the 30th anniversary, and there were a lot of...
There was a lot.
There always is a lot. I mean, Pokemon Presents is few and far between, but they had some things that, like, I knew they were going to talk about the mobile games. I knew we were going to get a little more there were going to be updates for Pokemon Cafe Remix and Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Pocket, Pokemon TCG Pocket. But then there were some others that I was, like, really surprised at, like the first announcement.
Yes, the first announcement was, like, it was a little bitty, it looked like a Game Boy. And you have the different cartridges, and it's like their own version of an iPod.
Yeah. Do you remember Hit Clips?
Is it Hit or Hip?
Hit.
Hit? I do remember them.
It should have been Hip.
Yeah,
because it was a keychain.
It was a keychain. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, I do
remember
remember
that's
those.
Exactly what it reminds me of. Like, they made their own version of an iPod. So we never had iPods. We had Zens.
Yes.
Okay. We're cooler. And then I had Hit Clips.
Yeah. Which only had, like, what, 10 seconds of a song?
It literally was, like, 6 seconds, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
It was, yeah, they were weird. I don't know why. See, I'm so happy that I was a kid and I had to ask Mom and Dad to spend their own money on that stuff, because...
You would have been mad if you had to do it yourself.
If I spent money on that as an adult and then I, like, listened to it, I'd be like, what is this purpose? I don't understand. But, I mean, and I think the Game Boy jukebox... not necessary.
No.
I think it's completely out of left field, but it's pretty cool and it's adorable, and I don't know if we'll get it. I have no idea how much it's going to be, but I don't know if that's something we would get.
I don't know. I mean, I think if, like, we found it out in the wild,
I'd be curious.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. But I mean, it's Pokemon. It's one of those things that they could do literally anything, and people would be like, nobody needs that. Why'd you make that? And they'll buy it anyway.
Show out the money. Show out the money.
Guilty. We're one of those people.
Just like, you know, how they have Fire Red and Leaf Green out on the eShop, when I think it would make much more sense to just put it on the Game Boy Advance online service.
Yup.
So when the Pokemon Presents started and it started showing the Game Boy, like the Game Boy thing for the music, I thought they were going with, hey, red, blue, and yellow are on the online.
Me too.
I thought they were gonna do that, and
I think it would be really cool if they added red, blue, yellow, and green to the Game Boy online.
Well, isn't green blue?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think so. One's just Japan.
Yeah, but you have Venusaur on the front.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Different.
It is. That's true. That's very true. And we do have multiple languages of other games on the online.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But
that's where I thought they were going with it. And then they're like, music. And I'm like, this is delightful to see. Like iPod. But it was absolutely random to me.
I find it fascinating. I really do. Do you remember when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out? And it was for the Switch. The Nintendo Switch was like a shiny brand new toy. And they put all I think it was Ultimate. They put all of the soundtracks on Ultimate, and they were like, and it's Bluetooth compatible, so you can take your Switch on the go and listen to music. And I was like, who is gonna put the Nintendo Switch in their pocket? I don't understand. What? Why? And then we've been playing Miles Edgeworth Investigations lately, and we played the original on the 3DS like a while ago, but we don't really remember it. So we're finally playing our Nintendo Switch version of it, and we were looking at like the little special features and stuff, and they have like all the music on there, and I'm like, man, this would be really cool to listen to on the go. But I'm not going to put my Nintendo Switch in its carrying case and walk down the street with it like a briefcase with the Bluetooth on. Like,
you could.
I could, but like, who's gonna do that? Like, the whole point of, like, at least with the Game Boy jukebox, it's like, it fits in the palm of your hand. Like, you can just put that in your pocket, but then you have the cartridges. Where are you gonna put all the extra cartridges? Because really, how long are these soundtracks?
I imagine it's just kind of the song. Like, can you imagine having one cartridge for the the healing music, and that's it?
I know. Although I think I don't think they have like the sound effects or the jingles on there. It's probably just the songs.
I don't know, because...
Would be my guess. I don't know, though.
I don't know.
But still, if we can find it and it's, like, reasonably priced, I can definitely see us getting it. But I know I'm, like, really overthinking it. But I'm just, like, I don't understand why Nintendo thinks that now that they have the Nintendo Music app, just give us all the soundtracks on that, please. Instead of releasing one a week or one every other week, just give it to us all. Give all of it to us and let us just have our phones because they're already in our pockets, and I just don't...
I do find it interesting how much they're leaning into the music, which I believe is yes, I know. I believe it is a very important part of video games.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like one of my favorite parts of the video games, the music and everything. So I wonder, but...
I just don't understand their thought process in how they're giving us these soundtracks.
Yes. They're very gimmicky. And again, as you say, though, if we do find out in the wild and it's priced well, we'll probably grab it anyway.
We probably will.
Because it's Nintendo and it's Pokemon and this is what we do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing with Fire Red and Leaf Green. As you previously mentioned, we're going to buy them. We will be buying them. I mean, I'm only going to buy one to start. Mm-hmm. Although I will eventually get both because I need to have the whole collection because that's me. But I'm not buying them right away because Pokopia comes out.
Yes, which they also showcase more of that.
Of course, actually, now that I say this out loud, by the time this episode releases, Pokopia's out.
Oh, shoot, you're right.
Yeah.
So guess what we're doing while you guys are watching this episode?
So, it's just... That's a $70 game. And then the Fire Red and Leaf Green are $20 a pop. That's over $100. And then they announced that Pokemon Champions comes out in April, which is delightful. But I'm sure that's gonna be another $70 game. They didn't say the price. Yeah, I don't have the time to play all these games, let alone the money to buy all of these games. So it's just... So Fire Red and Leaf Green for me are going to be on hold for right now, but they're on the wish list, and I will get one of them at one point, but Pokopia is top of the list, and then I guess start saving up for Champions, because that game looks dope.
It does. I mean,
I'm really looking forward to that.
It looks more like a stadium where you all just link together and battle, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes, they gotta add the mini games. No, please don't Nintendo, don't do that. Don't add the mini games, but that'd be really funny. So when I was dog sitting a couple of weeks ago, I was dog sitting, and I got YouTube. I logged into YouTube on their TV, and I had Pokemon radio playing. And they had cleaners coming. And they told me the cleaners usually come in the afternoon. I am a literal person. If you tell me the afternoon, I'm thinking they're coming at noon on the dot, okay? I was waiting around and doing nothing, and I was just like, I don't know when these people are coming. They ended up showing up at like 3:30 in the afternoon, but when they showed up, the dog was outside, so I was at the back door, like watching the dog, making sure he liked to eat snow. So I was making sure that he wasn't doing anything ridiculous, but the TV was right there, and I had the TV on, and like I said, I had Pokemon radio on, and then I hear the door, and I turn around, and the cleaners are walking in, and guess what song was playing?
I don't know.
Egg Emergency from Pokemon Stadium. Oh, 1 or 2, I forget, but it was like the Paris-esque music, and I was like, this is embarrassing. I can't. And I was like, shut up, turn it off. Yeah, that was a fun little detour story. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, no,
that minigame.
Me too. I was like, what are we playing? What's on the TV? But yeah, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna shut the TV off for now. But yeah, I think Champions will be a delight, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I actually kind of forgot about it. Like, I was hoping that we would get a release date during the Pokemon Presents, but it wasn't until that they were like, Pokemon Champions. I was like, oh, that game. I forgot about it.
I completely forgot about it.
Well, they announced it so long ago.
I know.
Right?
I think.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Who remembers? We have the list of the Pokemon Presents up on Kristen's computer because we can't remember crap.
Right.
We watched it an hour ago.
Not even.
Anyway, next on the list. Do you want to go?
I mean, a lot of it is also just the mobile games that we don't really play.
Well, no, I already touched upon the mobile games. What's next on the list?
Well, we jumped around a little bit, so
okay, well, look at the next thing that we did not discuss.
Well, we did not discuss Pokemon XD is coming out on the online thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I meant to look it up.
I know.
Is the original Coliseum on the online?
I don't know.
Please hold.
Hold on. Okay.
So they do not have it up.
Right, which I didn't think they did, because I was like, I feel like we'd remember if they announced that. Coliseum was a good game. I don't think we ever finished it.
No, we didn't.
Okay, well, it was a good game. And I know I was on the Pokemon Reddit a couple of days before the Pokemon Presents, and a lot of people were hoping, unrealistically, but they were hoping for a third Coliseum game. And they were like, we know this isn't going to happen. So when they announced, what's it called? Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Yes.
To come to the Nintendo GameCube, I was like, oh, those games are on their radar, which is really interesting. We never played Gale of Darkness, but again, we never beat Coliseum.
No,
but then I
didn't
realize, huh?
Don't we have Gale of Darkness? We do have that, don't we?
While we were watching Nintendo Presents, or Pokemon Presents, I asked Chrissy, I said, do we have this game? And she goes, no. And I said, are you sure?
No,
and now she's like, I'm pretty sure we have it.
But
are you kidding me?
No, I wasn't sure if we did. I didn't say no.
You did say no.
No, she doesn't listen to me.
Are you kidding me? How many episodes have
I edited
where you said something and I was like, you said this, and you're like, no, I didn't. And then I rewind it, but unfortunately we didn't record ourselves watching.
No, I know.
Thing. But I don't.
No, I thought we did, but then like looking back here, I was like, no, maybe we don't.
I can't even see Coliseum.
This is riveting, isn't it?
Where is it? Oh, I found it. We only have Coliseum.
Why don't we have Gale of Darkness?
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm double checking.
Come back.
I don't know, maybe I tried getting it from Blockbuster once.
Yeah, maybe. I
Anyway,
genuinely don't remember. But so like we never played it, so that'll be fun to play. However, now we're speculating because we're like, why would they put the sequel on the Nintendo GameCube and not the first game? So we're wondering if they might be remaking
the first one.
The first game.
I don't know if it's a direct sequel or
I have no
idea. It was just like a pseudo sequel. But
I don't know. But anyway, so maybe Coliseum is something to look forward to in the near future. But Gale of Darkness will be fun to give a try.
Yes.
And also, like, our GameCube still works.
It does.
So what we could play Coliseum, and then when Gale of Darkness comes to the GameCube online, we could play that if we wanted to play them in order.
Did they give a release date for that?
I don't remember. Yes, yeah, it says it right there, in March.
Oh, it's March. It might be out.
We don't pay attention to anything. Why do we do this?
Because we want to have fun and talk about games and share our thoughts with
quick disclaimer. Disclaimer. Double jump disclaimer for literally anything you watch. We are not qualified for anything. Okay? Just throwing that out. If you couldn't already guess. But otherwise, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much everything. The only other thing that we didn't touch upon was Mega Garchomp Z is coming to the Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension DLC. All I can think of, I won't say it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
If you've watched The Residence, I can't say it because it's a no-no word. But
it's a no.
If you've watched The Residence on Netflix, good show.
It is. It's a very good show. But
they say a lot of words on there. All I can think of is Harry Hollinger.
I know.
Oh God, I'm getting off topic again.
Yes, you are. I think those are the major things that we actually semi-cared about.
The major thing, we talked about every single thing on that list.
Not the trading card game.
Oh yeah, they didn't really give that much information on that. They were like, here's a pretty trailer for it, but then that was it.
That was a really pretty trailer though.
It was like coming soon. What? A new expansion? They weren't clear.
They weren't.
They weren't. I assume it's a new expansion, but they didn't.
Yeah. They just say 30th anniversary products. So, I don't. Maybe game mats or something that have like the 30th anniversary logo on it.
I don't know.
And then TCG Pocket. The new expansion pack for that has been out a couple days before the announcement.
Oh yes.
So
yeah.
And then Pocopia.
We talked about all of them except their final announcement.
Gen 10, everybody.
Yay!
Winds and waves. Which one do you want?
I am both.
Well, okay. Well, okay, for the Switch games, we've been getting just one of each.
Oh, fair. Honestly, I figured you would probably get winds and I would get waves because reasons.
Yeah. It's kind of what I figured too, but I thought I'd give you the choice if it matters.
I mean, really, it doesn't matter though, because like the games, they're all more or less the same. I mean, aside from like the whole reason that there's 2 tiers is because of whatever the legendary Pokemon are. But I'm assuming that the Winds legendary is probably going to be a flying Pokemon, whereas the Waves legendary is going to be a swim Pokemon.
A swim?
A swim.
A swim.
Yes.
Okay. Watch me the opposite.
It very well could be. I mean, because you can have, what are they called? Water cyclones? Like they're tornadoes on the water? I forget what they're called.
Tsunamis.
God, no. Not a tsunami. A tsunami.
Typhoon?
No. She doesn't know what a savanna is. She didn't know what the Sahara was.
I failed geography.
Oh my god.
No, I'm so tired this week, guys.
No.
No?
What was I going to say?
Water cyclone.
I think it is called a water cyclone. They're literally mini tornadoes that form on the water surface.
I know what you're talking
They're
about.
really cool to watch. You don't want to be in the water when it happens, but like they are really cool to watch. Where was I going?
We're talking about the legendaries.
I'm gonna get a fire pup.
I'm gonna get the burb.
Yeah. I feel bad for the little gecko.
He'll be my second choice.
This is a sign, by the way.
For what?
For Lynn to get a gecko.
Okay.
Our friend was like, should I get a gecko? And we were like, absolutely, yes. Except her roommate was like, no more animals. And I was like, yeah, get it. Like, you have my blessing. Please do. And the water starter is a gecko. So this is the sign.
Okay. Are you going to tell her that?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I meant to text her, actually, after we watched it, but I forgot. I don't even know. She's not even a huge Pokemon player.
No.
But
she's
I don't
very
care.
interested in Pocopia, though.
Yes,
because it's like,
she should be, but she's been living under a rock. She just heard about it like 2 days ago. I'm like,
well,
where have you been?
they also don't have a Switch 2 yet at the time of us recording this.
Oh, that sounds like a them problem.
It does.
Just saying.
Because I was talking with their roommates when I was over there a couple weeks ago. So,
yeah. Anyway. I'm super excited for Gen 10. The graphics look amazing.
So pretty, which, it may just be because of the commercial.
I don't care.
But they do look very, very pretty.
Pikachu's fuzzy.
Yes.
I mean,
Pikachu.
When they first started, let's go over the trailer. When they first started showing it, and they were showing like the sketches, and they were going through all the different regions and stuff, I thought, because my prediction was that we were either going to get a Gen 10 announcement or we were going to get a new remake announcement, because we got Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee a while ago. And we kind of all figured that we would get a Let's Go Johto of some sorts, and we never did. But in terms of, like, actual remakes, we have, like, 2 different remakes of Kanto. We have Heart Gold and Soul Silver for Johto. We have, like, Ruby and Sapphire remakes. We have Sinnoh remakes now, plus Arceus. Next in line is Unova. And then even, like Kalos has ZA now. So they kind of skipped over Unova. So I was kind of like, well, maybe we're going to get a Unova remake. And when they were going through all the different regions, I was like, it's got to, like,
Yeah.
I was like still flip-flopping. And then it showed all the water. And for a split second, I was like, oh, we're getting Alola remakes. And then it showed more of the area, and I was like, this isn't Alola. I don't really remember the games, but I was like,
the protagonists, and we're like,
yes.
Look at all the areas and stuff, and then at the very end, they showcase the starters.
It looks so good.
It
and
does.
I sobbed.
You did.
I literally,
did.
Kristen was like, should we record us like watching it for the podcast? And I was like, nah, let's just watch and enjoy it. And I was like, man, we could have gone viral. I had
because
snot.
Rachel burst into
I
tears.
literally was like a sobbing mess, and I don't even know why.
It was just something. It was just
I
good
was
news.
just,
It
like,
was something we were
really-
hoping for.
Ugh, I'm
there we go.
so happy that in 2027, it's so soon. It's
I know.
really not that soon.
I mean, it's
but
next
it's so
year.
soon.
For a second, I was like, oh, 2 years, and I'm like, wait, we're already in 2026.
I know.
Like, yeah, so it's next year.
We're old. We're all old. Everybody's old. You too. You're old.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
I Pocopia
Mm-hmm.
champions,
Yep.
winds and waves. Forgot the
Me,
name.
it's Pocopia, Fire Red and Leaf Green, Winds and Waves. Those are my top 3. Even though Fire Red and Leaf Green we already knew about anyway, but
Yes. Yeah. No. That'll come at some point. This year I gotta get Pocopia, and then in April get champions, and then maybe May June I'll get Fire Red Leaf
Yeah.
Green. I don't know. But yeah, it's it was a solid Pokemon Presents. I'm very happy with it. I'm so happy that Gen 10 is official and it's coming, and now we need to avoid spoilers for the next year and a half.
yes.
Well, you know how they always showcase and then
Yeah,
they're like,
no, I
hey,
know.
here's a list of new Pokemon. I'm like, I don't want to see it.
I want to
I just
experience it
want
like
to-
I experienced new Pokemon back in Red, Blue, and Gold and Silver.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
Bye, guys.
That's it.
Now do the outro.
I will do the outro.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for watching. If you like all this nonsense, what was that?
It was a salute.
Oh, I didn't think we were doing that.
I was like, thank you. Except I saluted the desk. I was looking down. I was like,
It's a very solid desk. It's very good.
yes, Professor Oak. I'm so sorry.
What tree is the new professor going to be named after?
I don't know. Palm. Professor Palm.
I thought you were going to say pine.
Or Pine.
Okay.
I mean, it's not based at like Alola. It's set somewhere else.
well, beach. Beach would work. Winds and waves. It has to be Professor Beach.
Like Beech.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I don't
tree.
know. Listen, we're dumb sometimes. No offense. I just have to.
I mean, I know
You
we
never
already
know.
have Birch. We already have Professor Birch, but...
Would that be confusing? Oh,
I don't know.
Birch is so old. That was like
Gen 3?
100 years ago.
Wow. Because we're all old, apparently. But I think it would make sense for Professor Beach.
I think so too.
I'm calling that right now.
Okay.
I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't happen.
I'm going to say Palm. I'm still going to say Palm.
Palm. Okay. That would have made sense for Alola.
It would have. Who was Alola?
Kikwi? No, those are the little guys in Skyward Sword.
In Skyward Sword. Oh, Skyward Sword.
Should we just stop? Let's just stop.
No. I was thinking. I thought you said like Sword and Shield.
Oh, no. That was Magnolia.
Oh my God! End it!
Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you like these shenanigans, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate that. We have Let's Play videos going up every Tuesday and Thursday. We have blog posts on our website at doublexjump.com. These things come out every Saturday. Rachel's cracking up.
I'm tired.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.